going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I've got a little treat for us today, especially for you landlords out there. This is an outside faucet. It's a little pricey, you know. It was 90 bucks. 90 bucks just for the faucet itself, and then you need pipe and fittings and stuff like that, right? A normal one's maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks plus the pipe and fittings. This is obviously a little bit more. Got this at homedepot.com, had it shipped to my house. It's not a commonly stocked item at any of the depots or Lowe's. This is kind of a special request. But, you know, for you landlords out there, you know, I have a multifamily home. I have a spigot in the back. Of course, the tenants want to use it. But, you know, I've had problems. You know, I came home from work one day, and the kids hooked up the hose. They took the spray nozzle off, so there was nothing restricting flow. It was just wide open hose, right? And they were squirting and doing whatever they were doing. And then when they were done, they just dropped the hose on the ground and left the water running. For God only knows how many hours. The parents don't check, they don't care. It's like they don't, you know, they're not paying the water bill. I am. So I was pretty aggravated by that because the whole backyard was flooded and the water bill was insane. So I got a little lock that locks over the handle of the old spigot, but you have to have a code, and it's kind of a pain in the balls getting the thing on and off. And I just wanted something easier. So the faucet that I have right now is leaking. It's been dripping, it doesn't shut off anymore. Hoses keep getting seized onto it. It's not frost free. So I wanted something that would solve all of that. So I found this, which they come in different lengths. So this is the 2-inch version. Obviously the ones that are a little bit longer are a little bit more expensive, but this solves a lot of problems for me. This is frost free, so the water shuts off inside of the house versus right at the outside of the house. So let's pretend this box, this is the outside of the house, right? And your faucet gets installed there. So with a regular faucet, the water shuts off right here. So the water makes it all the way out to where it's cold. But with this, you can look down inside, and it goes all the way down to like here. So if you stick this to your house, now instead of the water shutting off here, it's shutting off here, inside of your house. And you can get longer ones as well, so you can get it even deeper into your house where there's warmth. You don't have to worry about it freezing. You don't have to shut it off every winter. You know what I mean? And the only thing you have to make sure you do is unplug. You have to take the hose off, or it can still freeze. Even a frost-free spigot can still freeze if you leave the hose on. So this whole system makes things a lot easier. A lot easier. So you've got this little rubber gasket right there, which slides down behind this. That rubber gasket goes against the house, keeps any water from getting into your siding. Then you have a lid that snaps shut, keeps any cold air or debris from getting inside. And it actually came with nice stainless screws as well, and an extra one in case you strip or break one. Most faucets don't come with that. And on top of that, it comes with a key, right? So, and even if you break this or lose it, you can buy these separately. You can get, like, you know, 2 ports or 3 ports on the key. Has a vacuum breaker already installed. Here's your shutoff, quarter turn, ball valve. You put your hose on here. And when you want to turn the water on, you know, in the summertime or spring, you take this key, you put it inside, and you give it a quarter turn. And just by that action of pushing it in and quarter turn, it pushes on the little spring and releases the water. So in the wintertime, literally all you have to do in the wintertime is this. And close the lid, and you're done. And now I can say, hey, you know, to the tenants, if you want to use the hose, here's the key. This is going to be hidden in the basement. I'm only going to tell the adults where it's at, and I'm going to say when you're done, you put the key back right where you found it as soon as you're done. If I come home and find the kids wasting the water again, I'm going to take the key, hide it, and then every time you want to use the hose, you're going to have to come to me for the key. So let's use the water responsibly. So the only thing I see that you're probably going to want on top of this, there's 2 rubber O-rings right here, and it has some silicone grease on it. So that is something. I don't think I would throw this cap away. I'm probably going to get some silicone grease, blast a bunch of it in this cap, and then every time you put this cap on, it reapplies a little bit of silicone grease to those rubber O-rings. I think that'll help, keep this going for longer. But we're going to go install this on my house right now. And unfortunately, it's in a crawl space, so I'm going to try to use my squash here and figure out a way, if we can, to do this without having to go into that crawl space. Alright, well, first things first, guys. This is where my outside faucet is located, in the basement. Yeah, you can see there's a ball valve right there. I found it. It works. It shuts off, and it looks like it's literally a straight shot of pipe, straight up through the insulation and straight out through the house. I'm hoping that's true, because then we can cut the pipe right here, pull like a 10-foot stick of pipe on the outside faucet, feed it through from the outside, and then solder a coupling right here, and not actually have to crawl up and in this. I'm gonna have to clear some stuff out of there anyways. But the old faucet looks like it's been here a while. I'm getting some subtle clues, like looks like the faucet was screwed to the original siding, whatever it was, and then they installed this siding like right over the flange of this original one, which doesn't look like it's screwed in, but yeah, we gotta somehow dig that out of there. So yeah, first up, I think we're gonna grab the new one, solder up with a nice long length, and then we'll take it from there. All right, first things first, we got a 10-foot stick of pipe here. I cleaned, fluxed, put a male adapter. We're gonna solder the male adapter to the pipe, let it cool off fully before threading this on. Right, you don't want to solder with the male adapter threaded into here, because you risk melting the little gasket or seal down inside of this. So we don't want to do that. So this would be step 1. Alright, once it's all cooled down and soldered, little Teflon tape around the threads. I was taught by several plumbing companies to use Teflon tape and then Recto Seal or pipe thread compound. But, as I've learned over the many years of doing this and, understanding what these are, you don't need both of them. It's one or the other. Teflon for water. Recto Seal or pipe compound is for gas pipe, because Teflon tape will get clogged in gas valves. Recto Seal will not. But for water, you want to use this stuff. Then 2 pairs of channel locks. Tighten on your new outside spigot. Now we're going to grab a tubing cutter and go cut the old one and try to dig it out of there. Duke, here. Can you cut this pipe for me? He's like, oh, hell no. You go in there. Oh, man. I got a scratched cornea right now, too, so I really, I don't want to get insulation in my eyes, but hey, it looks like, hey, son of a gun. It looks like this is what the last person did, too, because there's a coupling right here. Son of a gun. So, yeah, I'm just going to cut, like, right here where I can reach. Eventually I'm gonna probably replace all of this with PEX someday, but for now, yeah, we're just gonna cut it right there and then go outside and try to just, you know, pull it out. Yeah, look at this. You see the flange? They had the flange behind the siding, so I had to peel it up. At least they put a little bit of insulation around it, and there was 2 screws holding it in, and now we can slide it right out. Look at that. We might even be able to use this as a, nah, I'm just gonna shove the new one in. But yeah, so this hole is not big enough for the new faucet, so we're gonna go get a hole saw and make that hole bigger. All right, looks like 1 3/4 inch hole saw is what is necessary, but there's already a hole there, so hole saws are not the best for opening up a hole that's already there, but I'm gonna give it my all here. Looks like the plastic is broken more to the bottom here, so maybe I'll try to open up the bottom, carefully, because everything's cold. It's all like, will shatter like glass. Oh, the siding helped me get started. And it is freezing out right now. All right, I got the hole opened up, I think enough. Now I'm going to take some of this pipe insulation. There's really no need to do the whole pipe because I have a very warm basement. But I figured we have all this thickness here. I mean, I could insulate the whole thing if I wanted to. But because this is 1 3/4 inch, you know, that gives us a little bit of room. And actually, we can probably even come onto this like this, with at least one wrap onto the faucet itself. That might help snug it up in that hole. Oops. Yeah, and that's good enough for me because all of this is going to be in insulation anyway. Holy cow, man, that works incredibly well if you just watched what I did, because just right here is the biggest part. 1 3/4 inch hole, wrap some insulation around, you know, the part that's smaller than this main hub, and when you push it into that 1 3/4 inch hole, it's tight. Like there's, like you can push it in and it doesn't want to, like the siding wants to push it back out, but it can't because it's a snug fit. All right, well, it got really dark out quick on me here, but yeah, I soldered me coupling, and you can see the pipe is going up diagonally right through all the insulation. So it's and it's very, very warm down here, but this is all insulated here. That's why I didn't really wrap the pipe too far back. I mean, there's a ton of heat pipes down here. The heat pipes run in there. There's one right here, and they get really hot, and it really does push off a lot of heat down here. It's usually toasty warm down here until I open the basement door and leave it wide open. But water is on. Like, I turned the valve to the on position. Let's see if we can put some light on the subject here. Sorry guys, it's late. But yeah, there's the new outside faucet. And I put an extra wrap of insulation around, you know, there's the main hub, and then there's like a notch back from that on these. I put an extra wrap on that notch down, and when I forced it into the hole, I mean, it was snug, really snug. So I don't even have to foam insulate or anything like that. I don't know, I might do a bead of caulking. I do eventually want to redo the siding because it's like multiple scabbed layers. It's an old house, but yeah, water's on. This is closed. This is good enough for the winter. It won't freeze, it won't do anything. And then in the summertime, all I gotta do is grab this key, put it in, turn it, and we have water. Take it out, water's off, and it's shut off inside the house. And I have the key now. So tenants can't leave the water on and flood the yard. Beautiful. And yes, I know there's a few plumbers out there watching this going, what did you do? You pitched it up and out of the house. It's supposed to be pitched down and out of the house. I know, dude. Chill out. You know, if it was a 12-inch or longer, or up to 12-inch, whatever. I mean, I got a 2-inch model, you know what I mean? The 2-inch killer. I didn't get the 12-inch destroyer, I got the 2-inch killer. So, if I got the 12-inch one, I would be actually worried about water getting caught in it and freezing to the point of causing a failure. But the 2-inch one, I popped that little valve out and I looked inside and there's not enough water trapped in there to cause an issue. And I really did not feel like crawling up in here and doing 90s and getting insulation in my eyes right now with a scratched cornea. So I think I'm gonna leave it because my plan is to come and rip all of this out, all this cast iron, all the copper. I want everything cinched up, I want it cleaned up, and I want PVC. I want vents because like nothing's vented in this place. Everything's drum traps. It's a nightmare. So it's all going to get updated, and it's all going to get updated to code in due time. But I say, yeah, this is a cool system, man. The Aquor Deluxe. Well, actually, no, it's just the V1. But yeah, if you're a landlord, man, this might be one of those things you want to look into. You know what I mean? Because if they lose the key, well, then they don't get to use the hose. So it kind of forces a little bit of responsibility on them, I would say. But then again, who knows? Make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. See you later.